recorded.
Over.
They're at 3 million right now. Cause they got into it and they just found grief that you wouldn't believe,
Yes.
mold.
I heard the one in had mold a long time ago.
Where was this?
Holiday Inn Express,
They were at 1.7 remodel, they're at 3 right now.
pretty much double. That's a little more than your normal 20%.
How long has that building been there?
10, 12 years.
I was gonna say 2014?
10, 12 years.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning, everyone. Morning. We have quorum. Call the meeting to order and take a motion to approve the agenda and the minutes.
Motion to approve the agenda and minutes.
I'll second it.
No further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Both same sign, motion will carry. Rich?
Morning. Just some construction updates. We've got our last pipe of 4 being delivered to our smaller pipe projects that we've got going on. We've got 2 more rail car pipes on order. And then the crew is out working south of Grafton right now, replacing some roadway culverts. They replaced one plastic pipe that was starting to crush. Probably had bad backfill under it years ago. And then we've got a concrete pipe under the road that was separating, so we're just gonna replace it with a steel pipe and put it in, so. They're hopefully gonna get that done today. I've allowed them to work overtime just to get it done, so we're not closing the road.
That was a blacktop?
Yeah,
On the Warbler?
yeah, both of them were on, they had the one closed last week and then they'll do this one this morning, so. They've been out working on that stuff, so, I get caught up here now that I'm back from being gone last week, so. I've got for you this morning. Any questions on anything?
You got anything else?
390,
August 9th.
August lighting, box
Yeah.
culvert.
Yep, I think it's gonna be a box. They were doing some, I think they were doing some hydraulic stuff and then the historic bridge stuff came through and that whole process got changed until they get their database caught back up. So I think we're looking at, I think that's maybe, hopefully the end of this year, the end of next year, they'll have that database put back so we don't have to go through that whole process of the evaluations like we did in the past, so.
I was just over that neighborhood and see they did that. Looks like they got that big wetland project done there.
Oh,
And just noticed the road closed and I was, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Let's see what, I knew that was I thought it was a box, but,
Yeah,
okay,
that's the intent. Yep.
perfect.
Okay.
That's it.
Alright, there's no drainage, right? Claims? Reports?
You good on claims?
Drainage?
Oh, you're still on drainage, never mind.
There's nothing on drainage, is there?
No.
I didn't see anything come through.
General claims?
I'll motion to approve the pending claims.
Alright, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Moving second, no further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Both same sign, motion will carry. Okay, reports from the sheriff. Quick motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the sheriff's report.
I'll second.
Moving second, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Both same sign, motion will carry. Okay, this must be a new deputy, is that right? Or payroll change
Payroll change, I
for
think.
Katrina?
Yeah.
Okay. Motion to approve payroll eligibility.
I'll motion to approve that payroll eligibility.
I'll second that.
Moving second, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign, motion carries. Do I need to sign this one? Jesse?
Just on the bottom.
Okay. Okay, liquor, cigarettes?
Nope.
Annual manure?
Three of them.
There's 3 of them.
I'll motion to acknowledge all 3 annual manure management plan updates.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, moving second. No further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign, motion will carry. Donation request for Prairie Ridge, the opioid treatment program startup. Okay, we talked about this in the past, right?
Got it figured out? You can.
Oh yeah, we have the money in there to do it, it's $9,347.09.
Okay.
And that was after our Board of Health meeting, we actually agreed to do that on February 3rd. So I
Yeah.
just need you guys to
kinda remember that, but can't remember when we've done it in here.
Yeah, cause I remember Enos called me afterwards and said, we talked about it, so, but now we'll make it official and I guess, cause it's in my budget, so I guess it really doesn't, it's in my budget.
Yeah, she came here and explained it to us.
Yeah. Nope, it's good use of opioid funds, I believe. So.
Yes, that's a great start up there at Prairie Ridge.
So you need a motion to approve you spending the money through there?
No, I
or
really,
It's pretty much cut and dried, isn't it?
yeah, I really probably don't need a motion, it's in my budget, I'll
Do
just,
it.
yeah, just have Jackie go ahead and just write the check. I sent her the address to the guy where it needs to be sent off to, and I can let them know now today that money will be sent off to them.
Okay.
Sounds good, thank you.
It's a good way to get rid of, or I wanna say get rid of it,
No,
but
but
it's a good.
we use it,
good
yes.
purpose to use, so, yeah. Alright, anything on buildings and grounds, so we got, public health generator repair first.
So I'll start with HVAC too, so we had Larson's, I had to call them last week in our basement, and we had water all around the furnace, and I actually used Lynn and Colton to come over. Sorry, I know, sorry.
He did something for you?
He did. After much, I said, get over here, I can't lift these. So we had all these cots in the basement and boxes, so we lifted them, we got pallets underneath them, so they were off the ground at least. And then Lynn looked through the furnace, but it was an internal tubing that that Larson's came, took things apart. It was a plug tube, but it let a lot of water in the basement. So we actually went and bought a dehumidifier at the trading post.
There we go, good.
So, yep.
We just talked about that.
Yep, we bought a dehumidifier, should have had one of those for a while, so we used that and it's been running constantly to keep the basement. So when we get to landscaping, we'll talk about that, or you want me to talk about that while we're on this?
Go ahead.
Generator, what about your generator?
The generator, Mark, go ahead, he's got the guy.
So I went out there last week to do the monthly check on it, opening up the control panel, it was showing errors. Low coolant, which there was some in the jug, but yet it was still down in the radiator a little bit. And then I also showed a cam pulse loss, which I'm like confused on that one a little bit. So I called the number for this Ron's, talked to the guy. He said just add some coolant to it. Usually it's something, even if it's down just a little bit in the radiator, that'll cause that. I did that. It got rid of that. But I said, when I talked to him, I said, it feels like it's just been running. It's really warm. He goes, well, the heater should keep it between 80 and 100. I said, it's hotter than that. And stuff, but, so that did get rid of the low coolant when I added it, obviously. But, I said the cam pulse is still there, so they send a technician down, he diagnosed everything. And what you see on here is the radiator hoses both are very petrified. I mean, they're 13 years old. The block heater was heating it hotter than it was supposed to, way hotter. And it hadn't been doing that all the time, it just must be recently that it's been doing that. And then, so they're recommending replacing the heater hoses, radiator hoses on me, and then the block heater itself, and then the most expensive part is this cam sensor thing. He said what happens, what it looks like to him is somehow it worked itself loose and worked it down in, and so as the engine is turning when it's doing its weekly test, it worked and it sheared off the end of the cam sensor, plus it damaged the part on the flywheel or whatever rotates that it senses, it sheared that off too, but then it rounded out the housing that sits in, that aluminum housing, and he goes, that's about $1,000 part. I said, you can still get that part at least? He goes, yes, we can still get that, because that was my fear, is that they wouldn't be able to get that part,
Exactly.
and the whole thing would be.
Mark and I were kinda talking, we were kinda surprised the hoses had never been changed in 13 years. That
it's-
should have been something as a maintenance thing, cause they're gonna be,
Yeah,
I know they,
unless they leak or it's obvious they're bad.
yeah.
they
and
don't, oh, they know, okay.
The top one was leaking, that's where the coolant loss come from. It's very small, but they don't take much on that sensor. I know on the portable generators, if you do a service contract with them, at the end of 3 years, they replace belts and hoses, but for the price they charge, they should,
Right.
you know, so.
So do we have a maintenance agreement with the company, we have the,
They come out and do a basic service on it,
right,
on yearly, which I think is
Cause we got them on
Oil
the sheriff's got
Oil
out
filter
there
change.
too,
Yeah.
that one and then the one out at the tower, I think they come through,
Yeah, I'm just kinda
not
surprised
twice
they
a year,
didn't
once a
notice.
year for sure.
I know
Just
once a year
runs,
they come
Once a
through.
year, I think, and they do oil and filter changes on
Yeah,
them.
cause we have an agreement for any generators we have that are
Right.
on
And
site.
I don't know who does like the ones for the water treatment plants and stuff.
That's all
That's-
separate out there.
Yeah.
And
They
they're
got
different brand and
different
everything.
agreements with Caterpillar out there, but
Yep, Ziegler comes up and does
yeah,
that.
but like another one that's out of the tower, sheriff's office, yours, that's all, they come through and do them all at one
Okay.
time usually, so.
Yeah,
Nice.
there's the four, the courthouse, the two towers and the public
Yep.
telephone.
Yeah.
I think I kinda
Runs.
remember.
It was, Boucher Brothers or whatever, out of.
Boucher Brothers,
Boucher, yeah,
Go.
they got out of it.
They're out of Algona.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That
they got
changed
out
that.
of it, and so this runs,
Yeah.
that's who they recommended. They were here within an hour and a half after I called them, so that was good.
And then Mark did a big for me, he put a portable generator up there, so this
We're
weekend
just-
and he had to train me how to start that thing, and so I did come up a couple times this weekend, cause we have $14,000 worth of vaccine